Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday, wherever you are. And I hope you have had a good week and that you are taking the time to be here today is wonderful because we do this together and we never know where we're going to go. So I'm excited to be here and I love the topic. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. And so I see you all are, coming in, and I love that and saying hello. Sharice, I'm so glad. I'm glad you downloaded the healing guide and the bundle. I mean, it's super helpful. We all have to be kind of that we shepherd our own healing, and it's a ongoing process. We don't just heal once or and then it's once and done. It's kind of an ongoing process where we have experiences in life, and then we navigate that. And the more we grow personally, and the more our animals help us, we actually are growing forward in our ability to understand what life is really saying to us in any given moment. And so it's always, I wonder what this is about. And I know, Sharice, you are working on your steps. And I personally love that you are feeling your way through your experiences. And that's one I would love everybody to start doing is, not thinking your way through life, but feeling your way through life. Totally different vibration. And that's definitely what I've done. And it's taken me a minute to get that kind of languaging around it, because I thought everybody did that. And, we all do to a certain extent, maybe more when we're feeling relaxed and open. And then in our, who knows what we have in our daily lives as far as jobs go and things like that require the thinking mind. But today we're going to talk about the frequencies and your home frequency. So as you are, coming in, I hope you're bringing like your whole self here. I hope that, whatever's gone on previously, if you've had a busy day, that you're actually going to allow yourself to have a very wonderful experience of growth and allow your animals to come in and help guide us. And they certainly do so every time. So we'll continue on, but I do want you to start where we are right now. So I just want you to do a pulse check of where you are vibrationally. Like you have and we can use that term, frequency and vibration, and you'll hear me say that a lot. But what's your mood? If we want to look at that, what's your mood? What are you feeling? Are you open today, right now? Are you, have you been rushing around? Let's just take a look at that. If you would do that, just let me know in the comments, because, when we just take a moment to check what's going on within us, then it actually allows for an opening. Even if you've been really stressed today, it opens things up and it relaxes them. So Claire says, listening to Sonia's, okay, thank you. Croquet, did you mean podcast? She said, you are a vibration, you have a tone. That's so funny you bring up Sonia, because one of my things that came to me, I was like, oh, I need to tell them what Sonia always says at the beginning, usually of every workshop she's ever done, is, how is your spirit today? How is your spirit? And Deanna says, great timing. This has been coming in a lot for me and us. I'm going to try to say it, because I actually listened to Google to get the pronunciation. It'll be with a Southern accent, though. Pan de peace. You're feeling tender and sad, but open. That's so important that we note all of it, because it's so easy for the mind to kind of self-select what we focus on when we realize that we're sad or we're tender. But what's there as well? Oh, we have love and we have openness too. Yes, gingerbread in French. I love that. So thank you for sharing that. How about the rest of you? Cherie says it's a whole new world feeling your way through it, and I love it. Again, using Sonia's words, we all have a guidance system, and our first sense is really that intuition, that sixth sense, that is very much a part of our lives. But a lot of times, what we don't even notice, like, what kind of energy are you bringing to the moment? When you go out and you're at the grocery store, what's your energy? I look around and I see a lot of, everybody's kind of checked out. They're on their phones or they're in their heads. The other day I was at the grocery store, and the carts usually, the grocery carts usually live in the parking lot. You get your cart, you go in. Well, this lady, I suppose she was an employee of the grocery store, comes with this big, long, there was probably 10 to 12 of them coming down the aisle. And I stopped for a minute because I'm like, what is wrong with this picture? Let me see. These carts are usually outside, but yet she's rolling them down. And where did she get them? Like, where are they coming from? So I said to her, she wasn't even aware, actually, I was there, and I started laughing, and I said, so, where do you plan to go with all these carts? And she was deep in thought, apparently. And she was like, what? And she said, carts. She said, do you need a cart? And it was kind of like, what do you need me to do? And I said, no. I said, I just think it's really funny to see, do you need a lot of groceries? You're going down the wine aisle. Do you need a lot there? And so what I watched, and I love this, is a big smile broke out, and her real true self came through, and she started telling me that they had been, the guys had been using it in the back, and she said, my customers need these out front. So she literally came alive. And it's just so beautiful to watch when our spirits show up. So today, just be thinking as we talk, how our vibrations change, and I'll tell you another real quick story that's coming to mind is, I met a gentleman who has a company that makes bags, and they create these bags from start to finish. They go out all over the world, but I had the opportunity to walk through and see all the different people that were working on sections. That maybe somebody was sewing cording, or they were cutting fabric, or they were making logos on emblems, or doing embroidery. So it was really, I watched and I listened, and each bag had a story, right? Wherever it was going in the world. And what I noticed the most was that this person, these employees, this was a family. They had been there for years and years and years. There was a team feel where everybody's doing their part, but they're part of a whole, and they're together. And I said to him, every person, I watched as somebody carefully packaged whatever it was supposed to go out as a shipment. And he was folding the bag, putting it in, folding the next bag. So there's a great amount of care in that. And what I told him was, the energy and the attention, the care that they are putting into each piece, and then it becomes a whole, that goes out to the world as a vibration. So whoever receives that is going to feel that. So remember that when you're out and about, because whatever you're vibrating, whatever your frequency is at any time, you're like blowing it out to others. It's just good to notice. And Victor says, we just lost our Chihuahua Scotty after 14 years. Oh, I'm so sorry. We are heartbroken, but my wife says she feels him in the house. It's such a tender time when we've spent such a great portion of our lives with our pets, and then they leave our lives, and we're kind of trying to pick up the pieces of where we go and what do we do now. So I feel it's a really important time to just be very as open as possible, and gentle with yourself. And I think, for you, especially the healing bundle, it's free guide. It would be very, very helpful during the time of any healing, really. So you're welcome to all of it. And we all hold you. And yes, we are so sorry about that. But I'm really, really glad you're here. So now that we've sort of set the stage with the frequency, and some of us, we're all over the map, I'm pretty much sure. So let's identify what your natural vibration is. So let's just take a look at this. So your natural vibration would be in the middle of this, the rings of the circle. That's your home base. So don't think about it. Feel it. What's your home base? When do you feel most like yourself? And what does that mean exactly? As you know, I love to hear the comments because then we all grow from it. What do I feel in my body if I'm feeling my home frequency? How do I know I'm there? What's the emotional tone of that? And does it have a color? Some people, so you're going to get your information in your own unique way. So that's why I give you lots of different opt-in points for thinking about, well, maybe it does have a color. Maybe I go around feeling sunny and yellow, or, whatever it is. Does it have a sound? Does it have a texture? Yes, Charisse, safe, warm, calm. Charisse, can you tell? Do you know when you're there? And if you've got a lot going on in your life, can you still feel it? Can you still feel it? I'm curious. Cherie says golden white light. Carol, it's good to see you. Glad you're in the house. And Panda Peace says connected, softness, gentleness. I want you to write these things down, because these are we're creating energy that's moving forward. And by you going in and checking the pulse of your own opens it up for everybody, actually. When I was a dog mama, that's your home frequency. How do you describe that? Can you tell us a little bit more about that? And Deanna says, when I'm at the river, feels like my vibration matches the sound of the water. Wow. Do you notice it then while you're there? That's the other thing. Are you present and you're like, oh, I am in my home frequency? Another question. How do I word this? Hang on a minute. I'm full of anecdotes today, but I realized years and years ago when I was teaching that the students got to see all of me. I wasn't playing a role. Yes, I was a teacher, and yes, I was in that position. They were students, blah, blah, blah. But I took me with you. When I left home, I came along, all of me. And so I was able to share that. So that, I would ask you, do you shift into roles, which would then have frequencies? Which we need to do certain times. I'm not disagreeing with that, because what I just heard was, well, Tammy, when you're in your business mode, is that so we all shift, around, but this base camp, is it always there? And Pippa's mom says it feels like ease and contentment. Ooh, and it's rose gold shimmer. I like that. You know what? I just got an image when you said that of all the rose gold shimmer just coming down into your crown chakra, all throughout your body. That's just that would be a really good practice, actually, if you find yourself kind of out of balance and out of whack. And Tree says, yes, I feel centered. centered. I need to take a moment when things are happening to drop back in. And that's where I say, put yourself in timeout. When we sit ourselves down, I kid you not, we call out the, you know what, I'm off balance and I need to take a minute to pause. And that can allow us to drop back into that place that is, our core, our home frequency. No, only while actively meditating. So you're saying that's the only time you feel it, and you don't necessarily take it with you in the world. If you share some more, I'd love to hear that. And Winterberry Time says, I've had a dog since I was 5. I'm 70 now, no dogs. It's very sad, difficult. I want another, but I can't. You may need too long to express why. So are you saying you're feeling the nudge? Are you feeling drawn? Are you starting to think about it and your heart's really getting activated? Because it may be that one wants to come in. So I'd love to hear more if you're up for it. Cherie says, yes, when I shift into a different mode, I still feel my heart. Yes, I'm feeling myself more now than ever. You know what? This is a job of getting to know ourselves, really. And our pets help us do that because they see who we really are and they activate that in us so we can see it in ourselves. She says, yes, exactly. I don't manage to take it with me in the world. Well, you found your way here. So I would be surprised if there are not some gentle, small shifts as you go forward. You don't know. You could say, I don't manage it now. You could even bring it to a more present tense of, I'm not taking it with me at this moment. Okay, I have a question for you then. Do you have it right now? In the now, right here as we're talking? Can you feel that? Just curious. Let me know. So do you feel like you've located your home frequency? Oh, you teach. I invoked one of the archangels. Then I researched gods of pets. Thank you. Or animals and found a few. One of them is God of environmentalists and animal lovers. It's beautiful. Absolutely. Do you feel like you've located your frequency? Did that help in Eric in the researching? Were you able, like, what resonated with you with that? Because that's an indication of a frequency, of a vibration. So if you've kind of got yours down, I'd love to go to your pet's vibration. They have a vibration too, right? So how does my pet feel in their essence? Let's just unpack that for a minute. Playful, calm, wise, silly, protective, gentle. What's their essence? You close your eyes and drop in if you need to and feel them. Even if they're in spirit, you can tell me, you can tell yourself, but you can tell us what their essence felt like, feels like. And if you had to give them a color, an energy, a sound, what would it be? And are they joyful? I'll have to share soon my little dog gang. They're a gang. It's an organized gang, and they all have their little roles. And they are just joy guides. So no matter how they've lifted my spirit so quickly, and they just stay in that high frequency. So what would you say, the energy is of your pet? Let's feel, let's put words to it. What do you feel in your body when you imagine them nearby? They are nearby. Either way, you're calling in the energy. So it really, even if they're states away or have in spirit, or they're like right here, you can feel them. Um, Anadine's good to see you. Autonomous. What do you mean by that? Independent? Yeah, I'd be interested. Panda Piece says white, soft as a feather. Ooh, I love the imagery. Did we discuss whether you're a writer or not? Because you actually have a really good way to capture. All of you are like amazing in how you describe things. Um, uh, and Winterberry Time says, my Cammy, happy, golden, bouncy, bouncy butt when she walked. So, that just automatically makes me smile. So you are calling in their frequency. Last time we were together, wow, toward the end, you all started literally, I'm getting all over body chills. So when I start talking fast, the channeling's coming. We called in your pets, which is what we're doing right now. Let's keep doing this. We can feel white, soft as a feather. We can feel bouncy butt and see bouncy butt. I thought you loved writing. So tell me more. Tell me more. Who are they? A silly, beautiful joy guide. Love. And I would say also laughter, right? And what else do you feel when you're nearby? Do you feel safe? Claire says Jeff's vibrations are sparks of light that bounce off all those he comes into contact with. Oh, yes. Again, all over body chills. They are natural. Animals are healers. That's a whole, we're going to talk about that again another time, but definitely that healing frequency. Not only for us personally, but yes, it emanates out to others. Just like, remember the story of the man who had the bag company and how important it is. And when I had a gift store, I always knew that whatever the people bought, and then they took time to put a monogram on it, they picked the font, the color, they really carefully put their energy in that. And then we took it, and whatever we did from embroidering or putting it together in a beautiful packaging, right? That went out to the world. So important. What are you sending out? Oh, I'll read that in a minute. Let's see. Anadine says, well, you can throw that up. Really her own cat, and now a spirit that is very stern and caring. I hear her nickname for me in my head, and she wants me to take care of myself as well as I did for her. You know what? Hang out till we get to another part of our time together. I'm pretty sure you're getting some psychic downloads there, but so stay tuned on that. In Winterberry Time, she was my road hog, my shadow, my soul heart. Can't you see that? Can't you feel it? Oh my gosh, I love these. And this is a doorway to them. And Fenrir is a soul that touches everyone he meets. Yes, a very influential soul, I might add. So do you see how they have a frequency that I think we just get used to, right? But it's something that you carry with you. It's not going anywhere. And it reverberates out to others. So let's take a look at the relationships vibration, because you have yours, your pet has their vibration, but you also there's a relationship vibration. If we could get that up, which is my home frequency and my pet's frequency shared. Our bond. Do you see how we overlap with one another? And that's why maybe when we're with them, we feel so at home. We're just there. We're home. We're present with them because they activate that in ourselves. And so with the relationships vibration, let's go to some like thoughts about it. Questions, as always. Where do we feel most in harmony? Think about your relationship with your pet. And again, whether they're here with you now or they're in spirit, or let's say you had a pet and you had to rehome them and they went to this wonderful home, that vibration, that frequency still exists. That you shared something. So where do you feel most in harmony with your pet? And where do they stretch you beyond your comfort zone? And what do you learn from that? What do they teach you about yourself in that stretching? Because that's really the shared frequency. All the good vibes and everything, they're great, but animals are teachers. And they definitely can stretch us pointing toward what it is we're needing to learn at that time. So what do you learn from your overlap? What do you know about yourself that you didn't know before? What are they teaching you? Tell me. And if there's a difference, maybe they're being really difficult now, or they're whatever the issue du jour is. Maybe there's no issue du jour. Maybe it's been all easy. But how do you grow from that? Penelope says she stretches me towards accepting love and feeling worthy. And that's a very big piece of what we're here to do. Learn how to receive. Animals are masters at it. They're good receivers. And I could go off on a tangent about receivers being the frequency. You've got to receive the frequency or turn the channel, but I'll hold off on that. Yes, accepting love's a big one. And feeling worthy, yes, of love. So, I don't know, Janet, you're still on here. Tell me about Grace and how she stretched you. How did she push the edges? And Deanna, how do we push the edges? That's where we have to learn to, relax and open up a little bit. Anadine, harmony in memory, stretch in that I should be patient and really live the rest of my life and not be in a hurry to go home. I'm okay. When I read that came in kind of as a channeling for you. That is messaging for you from your pet. And also what Sonia must be with us today because what just dropped in is something she told me a few weeks ago. And it's something her mother said. Her mother's passed now, but she said her mother was just such a character. And she was saying, everybody says they're so busy. We've got to do this. We've got to do that. We're so rushed. And she said her mother, who was deaf, she would say, oh, I am in such a hurry. I'm in a hurry. I have to hurry and take my nap. And she said that when she said it, it just made me laugh. Think about how absurd that is. I have to hurry and take a nap. It puts it into perspective, doesn't it? So I love that you brought that in. Yes, Sonia's kind of overseeing us today. And Shri says, I feel in my heart, I feel stretched when Fenrir's energy envelops me. I love the feeling, and when I open my eyes, I see the world differently. I'm also wondering if his energy stretches you to reach for things that might be uncomfortable, things that you might not want to, actions you need to take. That's also a stretching in the best of ways. Stretching is what we need. If we stay in our comfort zones all the time, we don't grow. So yes, you're definitely being guided, I feel. Carol says protective. Clark protected me when he was here and is protecting me in his passing. Beautiful. And I'm feeling that energy of protection too. So the next piece I want to look at is just, as we recap this for a minute, resonance, the harmony, right? And contrast are both part of growth. It's what all relationships really do, right? For each other. Pets match us sometimes and stretch us other times. Both are vibrational gifts. So if they're stretching you, be thankful for it and say, yep, I guess I needed to be stretched. And, ooh, where's this making me feel uncomfortable? Oh, right? They're always teaching and in how they live. Cherie says, yes, that's it. And Pan Peace, yes, interesting, moving towards self-protection. We're opening up lots of channels here today. And Deanna says, it took Dewey's passing and me working with Bear. And it's all about my attitude. Oh, and attitude and barking, more accepting of it rather than putting a personal face on it. Lots of stretching. Yeah, sometimes stretching is painful, but a lot of times, what I find is if we don't resist and we relax into it, then we can really expand. Because ultimately, the stretching is leading toward expansion, but when we resist it, it just makes the journey a little harder. So you can do a shortcut and just say, I am not feeling patient, and put yourself in timeout and just be with impatience. Just be with it and let it, because it's got a voice, right? And it wants to say something. Well, you're interrupting me, might as well. Cherie says, I want to see everything I need to see. I'm ready and willing. Yes, it's a big prayer, huge prayer. I'm willing to see everything. I'm ready to see everything. And that means you're calling in truth. You're calling in without conditions. Janet said, grace helps me know that I'm stronger than I realize. Are you different? Are you a different person from when she was here to now? Or from when she came into your life? Who were you then? And how does that relate to strength? I'm just curious, because a lot of times we can look back and go, gosh, I've really grown a lot. I'm a different person because of you. So yeah, I'd love to hear some of your reflections on that strength. And while we're talking about that, what evokes strength? Like what pulls that out of us? Won't we have to have a situation to need strength? Where do we need strength? Where am I needing a little bit more? I know what's dropping in now is, boy, the animals are very present, is somebody I knew that had a dog named Rose. And Rose wasn't afraid to protect my friend. She wasn't afraid to show who she was. But my friend was actually extraordinarily timid and afraid to use her own voice in her life. And so Rose's energy, she leaned on that. Rose was reflecting back what she needed more in her own life is to stand in her own power, to speak her truth. So you see how that is? They can reflect back what you need most at the time. So I've got a little fun practice, and it's something you can use at any time. So you all have in mind your pet's name, right? We on the same page with that, right? You got your pet's official name. And before we do anything else, I am curious to know how that name came in. What caused you to name your pet what you named them? How did you know to name them? Did it just drop in? Were you doing research? Did you hear a name and you go, oh, I think that'd be a good name? How'd you get the name? I'd like to know. And Sheree says, Fenrir says to bark like he does. That has a voice to it, doesn't it? When I say that, what I want to do um, is it kind of makes you stand up. Rude. I bet you're fun practice. It does not. It's a rumor that happens every time. Actually, it's fun practice. I'm not kidding. Winterberry Time says, is it weird to prefer the company of animals than humans? All animals, especially, of course, my dogs. Not at all. A lot of people resonate more with animals. Absolutely. Well, they're real. They're authentic. They allow us to see ourselves. I mean, like, they've got a lot going on, all these animals. So of course we probably all are just like, thank goodness I can be with you because it's crazy out there. I love you're putting in the names. Okay. Well, her name is Zan, derived from, thank you, which is sand. Zand. Okay. Got it. Zand. And Winterberry, Tibetan dictionary, that's where you found it, in part Japanese. Were you just guided to it? Like, how do we know these things? But you do have it, right? You got your pet's name. So let's go to the next part. All right. In your mind, in your head, say your pet's official name slowly. Do you hear it? Hear the sound in your ears when you say it to yourself. And feel the weight or the energy on that in your heart, in your chest. What do you notice? You say the name. What do you notice? Do you feel steady, grounded, strong? What does it call in? What does it call in? What does a name call in? Because you are calling in an energy. All names are energy. So what does it call into you? And, it just helps. And you can do this at different parts of the day so you can connect to your pet. It's actually a way to call in spirit. Power, Cherie says. Susan's, good to see you driving. The kitten I got the day before the vet and knew I had to have a name. And my favorite sports team came to mind, Toronto Blue Jays, and I knew he was a J. Oh my gosh, all over body chills. That was so channeled right straight to you from Jay. Came right in. I'm seeing like it landed too precious. Jay makes me steady, all and sure. Yeah, Jay, steady. Carol says strength. Panda Peace, powerful. The names express energy. So you got that? You with me? You done that? Yes, I call Fenrir multiple times daily. And the thing is, you're not bothering them. Janet asked me one time, well, am I bothering by contacting her? No, they want to be part of our lives. Try making them not be part of your life. You just can't do it. So we got the vibration of your pet's name. Now let's go to your pets. Saying, don't we all have nicknames? Come on. Don't you have a lot of nicknames for your pet? Tell me what it is. You can tell Tammy. You can put it in the comments. I know I've had ones that just naturally evolve. They just come out of nowhere. And it might be something they have done behavior-wise. Yeah, tell me what they're... we already heard one today. What was it? Roadhog? That's sort of a nickname. So what are the nicknames? Tell me. Because a lot of times they're funny or they're shortened versions of the official name. What are they? What's your playful name? And how many do you have? Oh, baby Fenrir. Oh, I love that. I've got a dog named Twinkie, and I found myself calling her Twink Spot. And it's just natural. It just comes out. And they answer, she answers to really all of them. Hundreds of nicknames, Panda P says. Carla, good to see you. This name This dog's name is Lulu, like the Facebook group Losing Lulu, that helped me a great deal get through Bandit's behavioral euthanasia. No coincidence right there. That's healing energy. Y'all are killing me. Stop. Goose. Hundreds of nicknames. Fluffy Butt. Honey Bunny. Oh gosh. These are so cute. Little Stinker when he was stealing my socks. I have some sock thieves. Yeah. Chloe, aka Tiffany. Oh, it's good to see you. All right. I can't help you there. Wait. Zanny Panty, People to Panty. Okay, I got it. Oh my goodness. Are you all laughing? Like, Cammy Lou from The Grinch, my husband gave that to her. Do you feel the energy off of these? A lot of nicknames for Chloe, aka Migiani. Is that correct? Super cute. How did they come? How do you know that? I mean, where do these names come from? Stop, Turkey Butt, Buster, Pumpkin Bread. Oh, all right. If we do nothing else today, after this, you think of this. You start remembering all these names because their energy is so strong that, as you see, a smile comes, out loud. It's the warmth that we're all feeling. Yeah, you are all pulling that in. Light, silly, joyful. It's a posh surname in Malta. Cool. It's really cool. And from moments of joy and elation, we're calling it in. I call her Luli Luz. All right. We need to do a dictionary. I like a nickname dictionary because I bet we'd have so many. And it would just think of the vibration lift we're getting on this. You get the official name, and then you get the really personal, intimate, right, version. So your pet's name, I think we just discovered that, carries a unique vibration. Unique. And I'm seeing Expressy Cat had a phoenix on her chest. What we did, we just went through a doorway, right? It's a doorway to spirit, a doorway to your pet's presence. And you can still feel sad, but we just kind of went around the bush. And we've got a lot of openings here that happened just in doing that. Now, let's go to the next part. I want you to, if you'll put up the slide about the out loud, thank you. Say your pet's official name out loud. I won't hear you, but I will sort of hear you because we read each other's energy, so we already know each other. Say it out loud. Hear it. And then pause. Let the sound linger a minute. Feel the echo, because there is one. The official name has a presence to it, and it has a tone. It has a feeling. And I know if your pet has passed, I know I used to still, and I probably will do. Actually, I did it yesterday. My little Minnie, one of the little dog gang, passed in October of last year. And I literally was leashing up the littles to go outside. And I was like, okay, Min Pin, you here? I just did that naturally from my heart because she was there. But you call them in. And yes, for now, it still brings tears. Yes, and I'm feeling like there's a vibration that happens when you do that. And so right now you're you're wobbly kind of in that, phase, and that's okay. And, the other piece is if you didn't have deep love and feelings, you wouldn't have the tears, right? I still go back to it's a privilege to miss because we loved. What if we couldn't love? Then we wouldn't miss. Same thing for tears, right? The tears are a way to honor. So now say, well, before I do that, I just had a pause from spirit. What else is coming in for you? Because I just heard something else was coming in. What was the echo like? Was it steady? What'd you pay attention to with it? What'd you pay attention to? Yes. Yes. Because we can still be in great amount of pain, and we can do this exercise, and it shows what else is there. When I say J, I am infused with love all through my body. That's powerful. I do that several times a day. I do that a lot, actually. I mean, give me more of that, right? Who doesn't want being infused with love? And, considering it's kind of scary out there, with all the different vibrations and crazy vibrations. Yeah, we need us some love. A long echo. Beautiful. The echo was saying it to her, actually. Ooh, so a reverberation. That's really very nice. Lightness, Carla says. Being here, present. I'm feeling so much from all of you. Yes, yes. In spite of the pain, that love and that connection is not going anywhere. And it's not an either or. It's never that. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Apex. I lost my 1.5-year-old. Is that 1.5? Am I reading that correctly? Years old cat yesterday. I am deeply lost. Take a moment for that. I think loss is a part of the healing journey, even though it doesn't feel like that. And it's just a part of the journey. And we are all holding you in the space of honoring that journey. And yes, everybody, we are. We understand loss, right? And Panda Peace, I'm sorry for your loss. And Therese, sorry to hear. Beautiful. We'll hold you and hold hands through the journey with you. Because everybody here knows exactly what that feels like. And it's a powerfully poignant place to be. And Marriott says the echo is we are embracing each other. Whoa, that's a really I just got a visual of that kind of like a heart that kind of goes bigger and bigger and expands more and more, kind of like our little diagram there. So I wanted you to anchor that in. Yes, Anadine, what was your cat's name? What was your cat's name that you just lost? And that way, call your cat in, and we can also hold that space as well. Names, again, they have a vibration and very, very powerful energetic doorways. So, yes, Carol says a connection. A connection. All right, so let's move while we're holding this space. And before I do, thank you, everyone. She was close to me as her mother died last year, October. And as a parting gift, she gave her beautiful kitty, which passed yesterday, even after so much extra love and care. There's a lot here, and what I'm feeling as I read those words is, you are actually, I'm hearing emissary of love, and that particular soul came into your life to, hang on a minute. It's powerful. Feel what it means to be loved. That her, short journey was so powerful as a soul coming in. You gave her quite a spiritual gift. You gave her and her mother. What up? Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. You never know how the animals come in and what they want to share with us all, but it's really important to know that they come into our life for a reason. It's never coincidental, ever. And they grow with us. They're part of our soul journey. We may not understand it at the time. We may can figure out, I know why you came in. You're helping me with this and you're helping me with that. And then when they leave, it's also at that juncture point. And I'll be teaching more on that, and let's unpack that some more, because it's all connected and it's really important. The animals want us to understand. Again, I'm hearing it's not once and done. They're part of our journey throughout, and they come in at the very right moment at that transit, and they leave. And so that's why we kind of have to look around at that. Apex, what is even more sad is my, hang on, lost it. GSD brother died in March of this year. I am in deep trauma this year. I'm hearing cracking open. It is cracking open. And yet, how did you find your way here? Were you guided? Did you just see this was opening? Because this is a huge energetic frequency that we've created today. And it's, you're holding a lot, and there's something about this little cat that just passed, taking some of your sadness. Oh gosh, this would be, we could unpack this more definitely in a session, but there's definitely some piece of healing and soul, I'm losing my words, soul journey, soul connection with each other, soul pact, soul contract. Help me. Thank you for sharing that. And Angie says, my beloved Buffy passed away a year last month, and I had no idea about an afterlife until she did things after passing. She was my soul dog for sure. Yeah, let's talk more about that afterlife relationship with our pets. Anadine, did you on a video, and I need to do one more thing with you, but this is organic, say something about afterlife coach or afterlife, you're referring to what I do, afterlife pet, whatever it was, if you can remember. I'm pretty sure it was you. So let's do one more real quick. I want you to say your beloved nickname out loud. Say it. All those funny names, say them out loud. And hear your voice. And let the, pause and let the sound, which is vibration, ripple. And if you put up the slide so they can see the rippling like laughter, it is. I'm hearing it actually, and feeling the echo. What's the echo like? Imagine you're in an echo chamber, an auditorium, empty auditorium, and you say their name out loud. Hear the echo. Hear the echo. What is that echo? And it has, and you may need to practice it a little bit. I would play with these whenever you feel like it and you want, kind of a frequency upgrade. You need a little up leveling. Bring in that playful energy, and then let it go out and echo back to you. I'm hearing you need, okay, I'm hearing that's exactly what you all need to do, is do more of this right here so that you can get in the practice of feeling it. Spirit is wanting you to do, your animals are wanting you to do that. So they're teaching all of us and giving us kind of homework for the day. So I got one more slide to show you. Listen. Listen to the echo. Which nickname that you have brought the biggest shift in your body or mood? Oh, and which one that you heard from other people did? Sheree says vibrating love, joy, playfulness. We have to be conscious about our energy and our vibrations and notice when we're off, and then make a conscious decision that we have to want to kind of feel better, but I'm going to shift this energy into a higher octave, sort of into the next best. Let's do that. The next best emotion. Witterberry, baby girl. And Panda P's nickname, Amour. Beautiful. And so poetic. When you said those names, when you put them up in the chat, when we've shared them with each other, did you feel closer? Makes me feel lighter. Yes. Yes. Even just me saying Min Pin yesterday, I miss her terribly. And I see her with the little dogs all the time. And just calling that forth, that came out of my heart. Like, come on, Min Pin. Because she was this little tiny little thing. And she was like a fiery, feisty kind of, she had a big energy for being so little. She was the joy police for the other dogs that would come in, and she would like, you go sit here and you go sit there. So do you feel closer? Do you feel the energy from the names that you shared and from the dropping in and feeling that vibration? Buffkins or baby girl definitely made me smile. It made me smile. Stop. Y'all are just, all these animals are just laughing. It's hysterical. These are great names. Oh, it's Buffykins. Even better. BG, baby girl. Carla says, always use those nicknames when thinks we like playful, boo-boo, bum-bums for Bandit. Calls them right in. Because they never left to begin with. They're always here, but we have to make a conscious effort to notice the connection's still there. And again, if you need a little upgrade in the day, have this in your tool belt. All these things we did today, right? All these things we did you now know how to do them for yourself, which is what the animals were wanting to teach. Spirit was wanting to let you know today, is you take this out into your lives, into the world. Let them join in your true spirit so that all of you, all of your spirit, all of your being shows up where you are, wherever you are. I can't believe it's already time. You are amazing. It's amazing, amazing. And thank you so much for sharing today. Yeah, we got some things we're going to unpack, but I would love for you to give it some thought, give it some feeling, and let me know. Email me, Tammy@TamiHendrix.com, if anything drops in that really affected you. Um, because if you catch it while the energy is there, then you embrace it and you enhance it. So let's bring those higher frequencies in, even while we're going through life and feeling maybe some of the lower ones. Thank you. Thank you all for coming here. Let's get together next time, okay? I love you all, and let's keep the conversation going.